Welcome to episode 29 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard. Whoa, dude. What?
Steven. But, Steven, you're back!
I'm back.
Oh, Steven, I'm a little embarrassed because, you've been my best friend for so long, and you'd think that I would know the difference between you and a complete imposter for several episodes now. But for the last, I don't even know how many episodes, so many episodes, and an embarrassing number of episodes, I have been doing a podcast with Stevie Wildcard.
Yeah, I mean, though, really at this point, it's just kind of become the brand. So, would it just be okay if everyone still just called me Stevie Wildcard, though?
I feel like if we didn't, it would be a travesty. If we didn't, it would just it's insulting to our listeners if we don't call you Stevie Wildcard from now on.
I think we just
So rest in peace, Stevie Wildcard, and welcome everyone to episode 29, a brand new and improved Stevie Wildcard.
Hello, everybody. I'm Stevie Wildcard.
Every week, Stevie Wildcard and I have been getting together to make something comic booky in the world and basically Swayze throat rip all of our issues that come in the way and just destroy them. So we've been getting work done. Lately, it's been a semi-autobiographical time travel graphic novel musical, which is on Kickstarter right now. It's doing amazing. We only have about a week left after you listen to this. It's already fully funded. So if you are interested in getting your book, you can read all about it, in the Kickstarter. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's coming together really well. If you've been watching our podcast, you understand how much fun we've been having with all of this. The link should be just below on Kickstarter. Go check it out. So anyway, Stevie Wildcard, we've been working on this comic. What have you gotten done? Did you get anything done this week?
So this week I got 2 more pages done, which will be here and here. So yeah, 2 more. So I'm keeping up the average of 2 a week, which is good. It should still get us finished by, I think, late May if I keep up at that speed on the pencils, which is great time. I do want to, I keep saying I want to, and I will find the time to do it. I do want to up it more though, so that way I would feel more, just I'm sure as you will. You and I are both very anxious people. I would be more secure with getting it done.
I don't know. You said that. What happened to me was I was like, people are going to define me a certain way, and I'm not really sure that I'm okay with being defined by you in this moment, just like that. It's not really appropriate to tell me that I'm an anxious person. I'm just saying, not that I'm not an anxious person. I'm also an anxious person sometimes. And what happens to me in my brain is that I think it's important for me to define myself and not let you define me as what I am. So I just what I'm saying is I'm a little anxious sometimes, Steven, but that's for me to say.
That's for me to decide. Manual breathing activated. No, I'm just kidding.
We apologize.
But I would like to get more done just so we can have more time on the music or coloring, because the coloring too, it's going to be crazy because there's going to be a lot of green effect, which actually don't take me that long. But I basically have to, everything that I've penciled that's going to be Spirit Anthony those pencils are there just for guidelines for me, because I have to redraw that whole thing basically in Photoshop. So, yeah. But I got 2 more pages done. There were 2 more heart-aching pages where I had to literally show you literally having your heart ripped out of your chest, and her just walking away from it. It was a rough few pages, man.
Yeah, I'm sure what you went through was just terrible, just harrowing. I understand. You told me, you were like, man, I can't believe that you're making me go through this. And I was like, it's what you get, Stephen.
You chose to do this.
I can't imagine what that would be like to have someone rip out my heart and walk away. No, I know, dude. Speaking of heart rip, heartbreak though, Stephen, the next time we decide to write a semi-autobiographical time travel graphic novel musical, you remind me to write the songs while I'm writing the other heartbreaking.
That way you don't have to rip the heart twice.
I can't believe I did this. I was like, I think it's because I was like, you know what? I'll get calloused. I'll be fine. I'm past it emotionally. I'm okay. I build up this. I have my rooms. It's shut off. It's cemented. Everything's fine. I had to go back in there, Steven. I have to break it down, walk around that room, step on the glass, it's
you bricked it off in a cask of Amontillado, but now you have to, I said that right? But yeah, now you have to go back and just remove those bricks and see Fortunato, and they're all rotting and
yeah, that's it. And that's me. It's just me and my
it's past you. It's your own
he's all mummified and just like, "Sup, bro?" You know, it's like, yeah. So I had to. So this week I wrote the first song, which is a lullaby, which I titled "Lullaby."
Well, oh, nice.
But like goodbye, like lullaby, which I thought was.
It's clever, but I'm just thinking real quick, like John Travolta, Pulp Fiction, so lullaby, bam, it was like blowing someone's head off.
Well, that's what I plan on doing.
We need to write that.
Yeah, I mean that's what I plan on doing to like this whole memory. I just want to like completely like Lacuna, like Eternal Sunshine, like Etch-a-Sketch shake my brain after this because I've like dived in that well a little too many times now. Like my body's like, you know what you should do? Not this anymore.
Yeah, it's like the Hercules scene. I imagine you like swimming through like the well of souls, and like you're just like deteriorating as you're swimming.
Pretty much, Steven. I'm just waiting. Yeah. Like what I'm hoping is that there's my meanwhile as I'm working through this, where like the fates are about to cut my strand. Like, oh, he can't take one more of this, and suddenly it's just like boom, like. I am on my way.
I can go the distance.
So I don't know. That's what I'm hoping. But so I got the first song done, which I sent to you, and you listened to it, right?
Yes, it was awesome. I enjoyed it very much.
Okay,
it's a great start to the album.
Yeah,
we can do some reoccurring themes in it or something like that. We can do like some musical scoring. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So the way Steve and I tend to write songs, and the way that we're going to go about this is. I come up with the lyrics and the basic melody, and I play it over a really simple rhythm. And then I record a very basic version of it. And then we just build from there. We use that as the skeleton. So what I sent Steven was just essentially the skeleton of the very first song. And I think that it's a pretty skeleton. Like, I think it has some... I don't think it sounds great because I recorded it the way I always record our demos. You know, like the very simple demos. But it's a good first
Listen, I would marry that skeleton. That skeleton is pretty enough to marry. So
okay, so I finished the basic skeleton of that song. I sent it to you. I'll put that after the like closing music in this episode, just to see, in case anyone wants to hear it, it'll be back there. If you listen to our podcast, weekly, if you join us and you don't realize that every once in a while we'll put something special at the end of every episode, there's something out after so after the music at the end, the outro music, there's almost always some sort of blooper or ridiculous scene or just something with our kids or something silly back there. So it's worth watching if you don't, if you enjoy hanging out with us. So I finished that song and then I started writing the next song, which is it's a little rough. It's a bit of it's going to be a duet basically. It's the male and female character. Which I just call them guy and girl, I guess. I don't know. So it's like the guy and girl.
Or like Mike called it Bob and Mary. Those are Mike's imaginary characters. Yeah.
When he's clearly writing about himself, but
it's just Mike. It's Mike and
same with this. It's but my Bob and Mary. So it's basically the next song is the scene in which the man is thrown back in time to the moment he proposed to the woman. But of course, he has the consciousness of knowing that it's not going to work out and that she's going to do everything terrible that she does. And that, but while they're singing, he's going through those motions while she's responding to the proposal at the same time. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So far it's going pretty well. I like the idea of it.
It's like anyone with half a brain.
That's exactly what I'm going for.
See, the humankind has gone insane.
Yes.
Tina and I, actually, fun fact about Tina and I, we every like 6 months or so we'll put that song on in the car and we just duet it together.
It's I was actually like that whole spirit of that song has been working through me. I have it on in my car today. I was singing it with Atlas and stuff. So that's exactly what I'm going for, is like that feel of a song where it's like there's clearly like this weird dichotomy going on where they're not connected but they're singing about similar things, without realizing it. So I'm going for that. And that's going to be a song between like myself and Zoe, who we've spoken about previously. I actually got a chance to meet Zoe via Zoom. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah, because I've been doing another podcast that I assume will come out at some point in the future and just destroy my life. Because like bi-weekly I've been getting together with my friend Diana from Twitter. I'll post her Twitter link below, but she I'm just gonna say she wrote me into it. She just like she manipulated me and talked me into doing this thing because she can't defend herself against that accusation right now. No, but I agreed. So I agreed to be a part of this silly podcast in which we get drunk basically on camera and just talk about ridiculousness. So we invited Zoe, and I got to meet her. It was really cool. It's really weird because I'm not a phone person. I'm definitely not a video chat person. You know, like this is not natural for me, and it's weird. It feels uncomfortable. You know, so like I don't know. It was just weird. But anyway, meeting her was really cool. It was just like, you know, so we got along, and it was nice to see that she's a real human person, and I'm not, you know, we're not being catfished by someone who doesn't even have like vocal cords, like a literal catfish or something. Anyway, so how was your week?
It was a good week. What did I do? I took off from like the worship this week, so I was like off Wednesday and today. Cool. So like Wednesday we celebrated St. Patrick's Day with her mom. So we had corned beef and cabbage, all that stuff. We went on a double date last night and hurt Anthony's soul.
That's fine. It's fine. I'm not going through anything emotionally. It's not like I need friends to help me with my life. It's not like I have issues to work through on a podcast with you. It's not like there's anything in my spirit just cracked and broken, like a weird glow stick of just soul that's happening. Like, no, I'm fine. It's all good.
I'm totally fine.
And totally fine. Like if what you were trying to do was inspire me to write a sequel to Play It Again by destroying our friendship, then it's fine, Steven.
And dude, I went to a restaurant too that like, dude, we went to Pinchers, and like that's up your alley, man. It's all seafood and stuff. Like, and dude, their buffalo shrimp. We always talk about Rib City's buffalo shrimp being the best buffalo shrimp. But they got some killer buffalo shrimp at Pinchers.
So not only did you go on a beautiful double date with the love of your life, and so everything's working out great, but you went to a place, and now you're telling me that would have been perfect for me to also join.
Oh, you would have loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wouldn't.
Oh, it would have mended that broken spirit immediately. I would just like...
We'll go to Pinchers.
Oh, yeah.
We'll go to Pinchers again.
This episode's been brought to you by Pinchers. Pinchers is the best, better than Rib City.
At least in buffalo shrimp.
So,
Rib City low-key has like the best chicken tenders ever. But you know what else I did this week?
Broke my heart in some other fashion I'm not familiar with.
No, dude. So the Facebook algorithm finally got me.
Okay.
With marketing. So there was a pair of like Japanese, not Japanese, but it's like lounger like pants. It's basically what is Tina? Joggers. Tina calls them joggers. But dude, I was like, those are cool. But instead of buying the ones I saw on Facebook, I of course went to Amazon because I have Amazon Prime. And why would I order from this website and spend $40 when I can go buy it on Amazon?
Brought to you by Amazon.
Jeff Bezos owns us. Play It Again by Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, our book has been written by Jeff Bezos, music by Jeff Bezos.
Wow, this book is suddenly very anti-union. Where did that come from?
I'm surprised he doesn't have his own money called Jeff Pesos by now.
But dude, so I bought these pants, and dude, like the reason why they got me is because listen, I know Gen Z would let us all know that skinny jeans are out according to Gen Z. But dude, I love skinny jeans and I love the way they grip my ankle. The security of the ankle grip is why I wear skinny jeans, okay? Yep. But dude, these joggers have the skinny jean ankle with the Jinko flare. So it's both. It's both pieces of our millennial history. So I'll let you know how I look in them.
I'll let you know how I look. I won't show you. We're going to show pictures of Steven as soon as he gets them. Hopefully they're here.
Dude, in my joggers with my paint, dude. I keep forgetting that I have polished toes. So you've seen the episodes a few back. I keep forgetting. So like, just to remind our viewers, I'm like 6'3", 6'4" with boots, and like 295, 300 pounds. Oh, big guy. And like, so like 2 or 3 weeks ago, our tax guy comes to give us our documents from the year because we and he's like, oh, you got a package, and he looked down, and Anthony, I knew he saw that package, but I also knew what else he saw. I knew he saw those toes. He's like, oh, that man's got painted toes. This is weird, and he walked away. And now, listen, I'm not saying painting your toes is weird. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's unexpected coming from someone like me. So like that's what it is.
I feel like you probably awakened something in that man. And like,
he's like, I can, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah. He's like, now there are 2 packages on this doorstep.
Wow.
Oh boy.
But so then yesterday or Friday, because it's not Saturday, because I didn't record with you yesterday. So on Friday, I ordered pizza, and this like young, like 21-year-old girl comes to the door, and once again would be fine. Forgot I'm not wearing socks or anything. Forgot about the polished toes. And I took the pizza, but guess who runs to the door to greet her? But little Sam, the sweetest little husky in the world. So of course she looks down and goes, "Oh, and I can see it. I see it happen. Maybe it's just me being me.
You see her, see the toes, you see the judgment. You're like, you shouldn't have that judgment.
You see the judgment,
and then you kind of want to like push them out further and be like, I'm gonna paint them again, even better. You shouldn't feel that way, lady. Give me my pizza and say, call me beautiful.
Tell me I'm gorgeous.
Tell me I'm gorgeous and give me my pizza. That's really all a good relationship is, right?
For sure. Beyond the polish, though, they were polished by a 3 and a 5-year-old, so it's not a good polish job either. It's
all right, that might be cause for concern. I think that's really like more than like being polished in general. Like, I understand. You know what? I forgive this person for her judgment because she probably just saw like a smattering of color and just like whatever Jackson Pollock situation you have going on down there. Maybe who knows? I don't know how great your girls are at painting. I'm sure they'll be fantastic eventually. Practice makes progress, and right now you're a mess.
Cambria is actually she's inspired by Andy Warhol, so there was like a Campbell soup can on my one big toe. No, I'm just kidding. But no, yeah. So yeah,
Campbell's across my toes.
But yeah, so the polish is almost gone, but it's just funny because I keep forgetting it's there. It even catches me off guard. It's just been a funny like month or so of polish on my toes. I keep forgetting I have it.
This podcast is brought to you by Foot Fetishes. We really like feet, also like pinchers. What?
and Rib City chicken tenders. Jeff Bezos.
So this week, previously this week, we had our very first guest appearance on a podcast, and it was the No Nonsense Trivia podcast. I was pretty nervous to go on there. How did you feel? Like
I was too. I was. I don't know why.
I don't know why either, Steven. We know these dudes. Like we know these people. There's no reason. There's no reason to be nervous about this. Like this is like going to lunch with like a cousin. It's not a big deal. It shouldn't be a big deal. But I'm just like, what if they hate me? What if they hate us? What if we don't fit with them? It's like a first date, and this is weird. And like so anyway, how did you feel? So we went, and what was that like?
I felt like the energy. I think we vibed each other right at the start. Like I just, it was, yeah. Like I don't know why I was even nervous. Like in retrospect, because I know both. I mean, both of their hearts. They're just really chill guys, and you and I are both really good at like meshing with whoever we need to mesh with anyway. Like we can.
I'm terrified. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, Steven. I'll be whoever you want. You want me to wear a stupid hat? I'll wear a stupid hat. I don't know. When I leave, I'll be like, back to Anthony mode. I don't know what I was doing. I'm sorry. Steven, do you forgive me? And you'll be like, I still love you. And I'm like, okay, good. And then, but like while we're there, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't want to be too much or not enough or what. I just want to I want to just like carefully, like nicely tread whatever water that they're putting me in the moment and just be like, I'm not going to rock any boats here. I'm going to be decent, I feel like I rocked a couple boats. I didn't mean to. No,
I believe you called me a racist ostrich.
No, here's the thing. If the racist ostrich beak fits, Steven. No. So yeah, so Steven and I were in this podcast. I thought like you say you felt like we meshed right away. I think I felt comfortable with them right away. I didn't feel comfortable speaking right away on someone else's podcast. So I was like, right away, I was like, I'm going to throw Steven under this bus. I want Steven to do all the talking. I don't want to do this. So I just kind of like, I sat back and I wasn't sure what to do. And then as the questions progressed, because it's a trivia podcast in which like, you ask each other questions and you try to, you know, everyone gets a chance to figure out the trivia, and you talk through it and try to suss it out, and it's fun. There's really no like judgment or shame. It's just like an enjoyable process, and I think that might have been where some of my stress came from, where I was like, what if I literally know none of the trivia? You know, or it's like, because like the very first question, it was like on our episode, like the very first question was about 90s alt rock, and at the time 90s Anthony was very much into like weird punk rock, and just like I was getting into like subculture stuff thanks to my cousin Gary. Thanks, Gary. You know what you did, Gary? You gave me sure, yeah, you made me interesting, like an interesting person, gave me a personality and stuff. No, Gary, you took me out of I could have got that first question right. But you want to know what? I don't even know if I've heard a Soul Collective song. I might have.
You have.
I'm sure I had. Like,
whoa, heaven let your light shine down.
Okay, I didn't know that was them. Is that them? I didn't know.
I think so.
But for me, it was just like, I think it's also, I've always been sort of like a contrarian, like rebellious person, and I think like my parents always had like the rock stations on at the time, and there were only like a handful of bands that I could really get into at the time. And like early 90s, I would love Green Day. If Green Day came on the radio, I would be like, yeah, Green Day. You know, it's like if Metallica came on, yeah, dude. Like, and if Metallica came on, I'd be like, all right, Metallica. You know, and then like that was like when Foo Fighters started coming on and stuff. I was like, okay, so
Everlong and
yeah, so like
I like pretty much all of Foo Fighters catalog, but
yeah, so like, but like, at that time, I was just like, I was taking that like weird, like anti-establishment journey of like, I'm not going to listen to anything on the radio. I was just starting that like trek. So it was like, when that question hit,
listen, it's Juliana theory for Anthony, and that's it. Okay?
That's pretty much it. Yeah. La, 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 la. Like, yeah, dude, like that was pretty much what was going on. So I was just like, when that first question hit, I had like all the anxiety in the world of, what if it's all like this? Like, you know that thing that happens like when like something bad happens and you feel like this moment is forever. Like, what if this moment is forever? What if this is all this experience is? It's just me not knowing and feeling bad about it the whole time, you know? And like, that was 100% on me. Like, no one was like, so Anthony, you don't know the answer to this? Like, no one cares. It's a very fun, welcoming experience. And I know that, but I was like, oh no, what if it's all like this? What if I die here? You know? So like,
I never realized how beneficial adding the pieces would be. Cause I always think like you either know or don't know something, but really there was a lot of questions where even the ones we missed, our second guess was the right guess. Like, so like we were able to suss out, like you were saying, like where each one of us is adding little pieces to the puzzle. It's pretty cool. I never realized how you could do that. I get why people do trivia nights. It looks like it's a lot of fun, and we should totally go to one of their trivia nights one time.
Yeah, I love to lose. It would be great. No, yeah, that's true. I do. I look, but we had a lot. I had a lot of fun. I think, like we talked about it after, we had a lot of fun. We really hope to go back. So I'll definitely link our episode, you know, in the show notes, and just their their podcast in general. They're really great guys, and thank you again, Lee and Mark, for having us on your podcast.
For sure, it was a really great experience. We really enjoyed it.
A couple of podcasts have been talking about us lately, and that's really cool. You know, like people are
really,
that's cool. No. It's really neat, you know, because people know that we're going through our Kickstarter situation, and like we're at the very tail end of it, and you know, like basically we're like Steven and I as people, as like, you know, within our social spheres, have squeezed the sponge of our social spheres as much as we can. Like my family has seen the link. Like that you can't be on my Facebook and have not seen the link to our Kickstarter and like recognize my pleas, you know, like just my plea for like anything, any sort of support whatsoever, like be it share or whatever. Like they've seen it, you know, like they've seen my spiel. So it really does mean so much to me for like to know that people are sharing our stuff, you know. So like there's a podcast recently called the Aging Punks Complain podcast. Which is really cool. Like they're really cool people. They get together and they're basically just, you know, like close-knit friends who just have this like really great camaraderie, and they all have like these fun characters, and they come forward and just speak their minds about things, and it's a lot of fun actually. So so go listen to the Aging Punks Complain. They're on Spotify and everything. I'll put their link below. They're really cool for mentioning us.
I was actually listening to them on the one of my car rides home, because I do have like those stretches of time. And like the one guy, the episode I was like starting to listen to, like the guy like basically wasn't even told that he had to bring something to complain about. So he was like the guest. Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I was supposed to have something to complain. I'm actually just like pretty chill about it. I don't really have anything to complain about." But it was just like so good. And they're like, "What?"
It is funny. It's a fun concept for a podcast to just have a guest come in and be like, I hate cheese, and then everyone's just like, oh my gosh, this is what I don't like about it, or like this is, and then so then it spins off just like every other conversation or fun conversation. I don't know. I like their podcast. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I'm glad they mentioned us. That was really kind of them.
Yeah, it's cute of them.
For Stevie Wildcard, what are you gonna work on next week?
Well, next week I plan on finishing 2 more. If I can get my sleep, which this last weekend I didn't get any sleep. I'm sure everyone was affected by the time change. I got like maybe 10 hours between Saturday and Sunday. So like all of last week, I was just catching up on sleep. So I think I woke up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I leave the house at 6:30. So I got barely anything done in the early morning. So I'm going to try to get up earlier this week.
Are you saying that your skin was like leathery? Are you saying that are you saying that you had like wings protruding from your back, Stephen? Are you saying you had claws and a taste for gold? Are you saying that you could breathe fire and you had the... I'm just saying you were dragon, Stephen.
I am the last one.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, I'm gonna do my 2 pages for sure. That's not even a question, but I'm gonna try to aim for 3 or 4. Like I said, I want to get more pages done so I can like work on music, or at least work on coloring, or just work on something else. That way we can get this done. Because I would like I said, I would like to have most of this done by like July. So that way we can literally spend months of production, getting the print in, checking it, doing stuff like that. How about you, Anthony?
That'd be amazing. My plan.
Oh yeah.
My plan is to finish doing the second song, which is the duet. Just doing the basic skeleton of the second song, and then I'm going to try my best to flat at least 1 page. That's what I'm gonna try to do. I want to start lettering so bad, because I know like I'm gonna want to like play with the dialogue and stuff while we're lettering, and lettering doesn't really affect the coloring at all. So it would
actually save us on coloring. So what you should do, you should letter actually before you flat, because then that lets us know how much shading and stuff we have to put in those areas.
That's a good point.
Literally just skip those areas if the word balloons are.
So
go ahead and letter it.
That's a solid point.
No, I mean it's pretty much I think you should letter first, and then we'll color over top of it.
For sure.
Obviously, a comic book industry probably does it the opposite way, because they have different people doing different things, doing their best job. But since we're in complete control of every aspect of this comic, down to lettering and publishing, I mean, there's no reason we can't do it our own way.
Yeah, so I'll work on the second song, and then I'll start lettering the narration where I think it should go in the pages that we have already. So I think it'll be a decent amount. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool.
And we know a lot of writers on Twitter, like they can give us they can critique the way it looks and stuff. Because I actually saw I don't know who it was, but they had posted a tweet about how what kind of fonts do you like to use when you publish a book, which obviously a book is different than a comic book, but still it is an interesting thought. And it'd be cool to get some sort of feedback from people that are writers, stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
sure. So I think lettering should be what you do instead of flatting. That makes more sense.
Well, that'll be cool. I think it'll also just be really cool to have a readable book. Even if it's just like the like sketches with the words will be, or the pencil pages.
Well, like I made that video. I basically have that folder on my phone so I can swipe it as if it's a book.
Oh, so
just good. To kind of see it. So I try to see it in order, just to make sure everything reads right and the images tell the story.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's cool just to do that, let alone have the bubbles. I actually remember the absentees that the printed absentees we did. It was so cool, dude. I was so proud of that. It was I remember bringing it to Heritage and showing people you did this. I'm like, yeah, isn't it so cool? It's like a comic book. I did a comic book. It's cool.
It is so cool. I'm so excited to have this book. So thank you all for listening. We need you right now to hit subscribe on our podcast, because I know a lot of you are listening to it and you have not subscribed. But if you're on YouTube right now at youtube.com/wehaveissuespodcast, hit subscribe, please. They don't even bother you. It just boosts our numbers, and eventually, hopefully, we can do something with this, and monetize it at some point if we get big enough.
And like I said before, if you're thinking well, yeah, but I don't want to create a YouTube account. Google and YouTube is one thing. So it's really simple. You literally click create an account, and then you just type in whatever your Gmail is. So as long as you have a Gmail, you can instantly create a YouTube account and subscribe.
Yeah. So it's really,
so it really will help our numbers.
it helps us so much. Like, I mean, just,
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, anything that helps. If you can't subscribe, we still appreciate you listening at all. So just, if you can share us with anyone, you know, just, we really do
Mhm.
appreciate all of the help from all of you and all of our listeners. So you can find us on Twitter at twitter.com/wehaveissuespod. We're also on Facebook. We have a group. It's facebook.com/groups/wehaveissuespodcast. You can find us everywhere. We also have a Kickstarter still going to be going for another week. We're hoping to get another couple $100 so we can afford printing 100 vinyl records. I think at this time we can pretty much afford printing 50 of them, which is pretty good.
Mhm.
Like we could easily print 50 of them, I think, but I'd like to get the 100 printed so we can give them to everyone who wanted the album to begin with, and then also have a decent, you know, inventory for ourselves for, you know, whatever we do in the future. Anyway, thank you all so much. All of the links are below. We really appreciate you. We hope to see you next week. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And this is We Have Issues. Thank you.
Is there a hole in my boxers?
No. It's fine. It's just. See, I was imagining you were just gonna peek your head out and do this. So, but you're standing there in your boxers.
Let me put pants on like that.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. I mean, you look fine. It's just so funny. Oh, it's just so funny. Oh my gosh. I can't stop laughing. I can't use any of this. It's been a long day, my baby. Now we have to close our eyes. There's so much we've done together. We have to say goodnight. I see our bodies getting restless. Still we put them to bed. So close your eyes and drift away, while sweet dreams fill your head. And while you sleep, I'll pack our things. It'll be like it's always been. We will still laugh and play, dance and sing. We'll still be the best of friends. Only now might be a little different. To be honest, I'm a bit scared. I spent the last 3 years beside you, but I still feel unprepared. Most days you'll be with me, but I'm dreading the nights you won't. This isn't the life I thought we'd live. I guess nothing is written in stone. My baby, don't worry, though some days I'll be gone. Whoops. I'll always come back for you, be like it was all along. Except now you see, it's just you and me. Less things change, 'cause sometimes things change. But for now, only the two of us.
we have to say goodbye. Whoops. 'Cause it's only the two of us. Sometimes forever's only a night. Only the two of us. We'll have to make it through. Only the two of us. Only the two of us. Just me